Chosen one, an urgent bell is ringing to awaken you from delay, because the time has come for you to quiet your heart and enter the transformation God has been preparing in silence. I am not calling you to stop in order to plant fear, nor do I want you to imagine that disaster is waiting just outside your door. The bell is a reminder that you have remained at the crossroads for too long, knowing that you need to move forward while still allowing doubt to hold your feet in place. Something profound is taking shape within your journey, not as a miracle that makes every difficulty disappear in an instant, but like the dawn, gradually revealing a path once hidden by darkness. Calm the thoughts competing within you. Release the need to understand everything at once, and listen with an honest heart. You did not arrive at this moment without meaning. Your experiences, losses, and lessons have brought you here so that you may recognize that the season of living beneath your true worth must come to an end. I have seen the battles you concealed behind a calm appearance. I know there were days when you smiled at everyone while feeling completely depleted within, and nights when you lay down while your mind continued asking why you had been required to pass through so many difficult turns. You carried your dreams in silence because you feared that if you spoke of them, others would laugh or remind you of the times you failed. Many times, you wondered whether you were good enough, strong enough, or worthy enough to enter something greater. Today, I want you to stop using old wounds to measure your future. What you once lost is not proof that you will always live in lack. Rejection is not a sentence declaring that you have no value. The waiting season accomplished its work. It taught you patience, helped you recognize what was false, and caused you to stop running after every door merely because you were afraid of being left behind. A genuine transition is beginning. First, in the way you see yourself. When you no longer believe that you must beg for recognition, you will stop standing before doors that were never meant for you. When you understand that peace must be protected, you will stop giving your time to arguments that only make your heart heavier. When you recognize the abilities placed within you, you will no longer spend all your strength maintaining a life without purpose. God is not opening a road so that you may become arrogant or consider yourself greater than others. He is leading you to a place where you can use what you have learned to serve, heal, build, and bring hope. A great gift brings more than joy. It also requires maturity so that you do not lose yourself when more is entrusted to you. Therefore, do not seek confirmation through numbers, comments, or public displays. Heaven does not need you to send a signal into the universe to know that you are ready. Readiness is revealed through the way you live when no one is watching, how you keep your word, how you manage what you possess, how you treat the vulnerable, and how you rise after making a mistake. Let your declaration be written through discipline, kindness, and wise decisions. A button cannot replace a step, and a statement cannot replace lasting transformation. If you truly desire to enter the good plan prepared for you, begin by doing the right thing already within your reach. Remember Noah, who faithfully completed the work entrusted to him, while those around him could not understand his choices. What made him different was not a desire to appear special, but faithfulness during days when no visible evidence proved that his labor would produce results. He did not spend his time arguing with everyone who mocked him, nor did he stop building because others doubted. He continued completing each small task, day after day, until the place of refuge was finished. You are being invited to walk with that same perseverance. The world may not understand why you still carry hope, why you refuse to return to an old way of living, or why you are preparing for something no one else can yet see. You do not need to convince them. Allow the fruit of a faithful life to speak at the proper time. The flood coming toward you is not a stream of destruction, but an outpouring of clarity, opportunity, and restoration. Yet, abundance does not always appear through money or spectacular events. Sometimes it is a mind no longer governed by fear. A healthy relationship, replacing connections that once exhausted you, or an opportunity to begin again with wisdom you did not previously possess. Sometimes, blessing is the courage to leave what no longer fits. At other times, it is improved health because you finally learn to rest and care for yourself. Perhaps the greatest change is looking into the mirror without hating the person standing before you. Do not limit goodness to one particular form, because God knows what you truly need in order to grow for the long term. Every door that closed left a question within you, but not every question must be answered before you move forward. Some rejection protected you from a place where you might have lost your dignity. Some delay gave you time to develop an ability without which you could not have preserved the opportunity when it arrived. Certain people left not as punishment, but so that space could open for healthier connections. Stop knocking upon doors that have repeatedly caused your hands to bleed. Turn around, look again, and recognize that another road is being illuminated. What is familiar is not always right, and what is new is not always a threat. I know that the enemy of growth does not always appear in a frightening form. It may be a reasonable-sounding delay, a habit you continually promise to change tomorrow, or a quiet voice telling you to wait until you feel completely confident. But you will never move if you insist on waiting for fear to disappear. Courage is not the absence of trembling, it is placing your foot forward while uncertainty remains. Submit the application you prepared. Begin the work you delayed. Reorganize your finances. Ask for assistance when needed. And speak honestly to those you love. God can open the road, but you must take responsibility for the feet He gave you. What once attempted to break you did not accomplish its purpose. You cried, became exhausted, and, at times, almost failed to recognize yourself. Yet you did not allow darkness to take away all your kindness. That is a strength you must honor. Yet, do not turn your story of overcoming into a reason to despise those who are weak. You are lifted so that you may bend down and support others, not stand above them and boast that you cannot be broken. Someone who is genuinely strong does not need to prove strength through coldness. They can remain firm while still being gentle. Establish boundaries without nourishing hatred. And remember the past without allowing it to dictate every decision. Beloved, God does not need to move an entire mountain in order to prove that He sees you. Sometimes He gives you strength, tools, and companions so that you can cross that mountain one step at a time. Do not wait only for circumstances to change while overlooking the fact that you are also being changed. Your greatest breakthrough may begin with the decision never again to return to what depleted you. Preserve humility, alert eyes, and hands prepared to work. A new season is opening, but you must enter it with the discipline of one who learned through hardship, the discernment of one who no longer believes every impressive promise, and the gratitude of one who understands that every beginning is also a sacred responsibility. Now rise without noise. Let the light within you become visible through peace, integrity, and the way you treat people. What has been prepared for you does not require frantic competition. It requires you to become ready to receive and preserve it. I, Michael, remind you that the ringing bell does not announce the end of hope, but the end of the months and years in which you continually made yourself smaller. The time has come to stop doubting the goodness placed within you. Stop giving authority to words that once wounded you, and begin building your life through mature courage. Move forward, because you are no longer someone who merely prays to be rescued. You are becoming someone who knows how to cooperate with grace. Use the lessons received, and transform your journey into a gentle lamp for those still searching for a road out of darkness. You are standing upon your own field of grace. Just as Ruth once left the land of loss and entered the place where heaven had quietly prepared a new future, she left her homeland with almost nothing in her hands. Without her husband beside her, without familiar security, and without knowing where the road ahead would lead. Yet faithfulness and the courage to continue walking before seeing the result kept her from collapsing. She did not know that the field she entered would become the place where her life was restored. Nor did she understand that the small pieces of grain she gathered each day would open the way toward a great inheritance. The same is true for you. What you lost cannot prevent the good that is being arranged. Sometimes I permit you to leave what is familiar, not so that you wander without direction, but so that I can bring you to the exact ground where provision, opportunity, and the right connections are waiting. Do not despise the small things appearing around you. An ordinary meeting, an unexpected invitation, a timely idea, or someone willing to support you may be the first sign of transition. Ruth did not step directly into a palace. She began by bending down to gather the grain left behind. Yet her humility in a small task brought her before greater doors. Therefore, if all you can presently see is one short step, remain faithful to it. Do not wait until everything becomes perfect before you act. I often open roads through things so ordinary that the impatient overlook them. Great preparation may be hidden within a new habit, a skill you are learning, a responsibility you fulfill diligently, or a conversation you have postponed for too long. Certain people are being brought near you for a reason. They may not resemble what you expected, yet they may carry wisdom, resources, or opportunities that help you enter your next season. I am not telling you to trust everyone immediately, but I want you to remain open with discernment. Observe how they treat people who cannot benefit them, how they keep their promises, and how their presence affects your peace. Right connections do not require you to make yourself smaller or keep you in a constant state of vigilance. They encourage growth, help you see clearly, and respect the purpose you are pursuing. When such relationships appear, value them, nurture them, and become a sincere source of support in return. I am calling you to rise from the place where fear once held you. You were not created to live forever beneath criticism, failure, or the memory of dark days. The adversary repeatedly used your past to persuade you that the light within you was too weak, that you lacked ability, and that good doors belonged only to others. But beloved, what wounded you does not possess the authority to determine your entire future. You survived what you once believed would crush you. You learned to rise, Discern more clearly, and stop handing other people the power to define you. Those years created depth within you so that when you are lifted, you will not become arrogant, but will bend down to strengthen those who are still fighting through places you once knew. Your light does not need to shout in order to be seen. It will become visible through integrity, kindness, and the peace you preserve amid disorder. Those who once doubted you may recognize a change they cannot deny. They will see that you no longer react as you once did, no longer chase recognition, and are no longer easily pulled into cycles that drain you. Your life will become living evidence, not because challenges have disappeared, but because they no longer control you. Your growth will speak more loudly than any explanation. I do not need you to prove yourself to anyone. I want you to live in such a way that your peace, compassion, and steadiness reveal what heaven has accomplished. Your purpose has never ended with your own deliverance from hardship. Your restoration is also connected to those who will be touched through your life. When your financial capacity expands, you may help a family pass through a season of lack, give someone access to education, or contribute to something beneficial for the community. When your heart is healed, you will know how to listen without condemning. When your voice becomes stronger, you may use it to protect the vulnerable, communicate hope, and speak truth where others remain silent. True abundance is not merely what you possess, but the ability of goodness to pass through you and reach many others. Remember that blessing was not given to become a wall, separating you from other people. If success causes you to forget those who supported you, or resources make you cold, then you have misunderstood the purpose of elevation. I want you to possess more, so that you may give more. To have a voice, so that you may speak what brings life. And to have influence, so that you may open doors for those who have never been seen. Every gift carries responsibility. When you are entrusted with a wider field, you must learn to manage it through discipline, gratitude, and humility. What I build through you must become shade for others, not a throne upon which you exalt yourself. Look at David, who began in a place where few people noticed him, caring for sheep during long days in the wilderness. No one saw a future king within that young man, but the quiet years taught him courage, responsibility, and the ability to protect what had been entrusted to him. His later victories did not bring honor only to himself. They opened a road for an entire nation. You also have victories being prepared that will influence more than your individual life. When you break a cycle of lack, future generations will inherit a different foundation. When you learn to build healthy relationships, you change the atmosphere of your family. When you rise after failure, those watching you will understand that they, too, can begin again. I am not calling you to greatness built upon display. The greatness placed within you may be quiet but lasting. It is revealed when you keep your word, though no one checks. Choose what is right, even when wrongdoing offers faster profit. And use your position to serve rather than control. You do not need to become visible by diminishing others. True light does not compete with other lamps. It simply fulfills its purpose where it has been placed. If you are called to speak before a crowd, speak truthfully. If you are entrusted with a family, care for it in love. If you receive a project, complete it with excellence. Every place you enter can become a field where my purpose is revealed through your life. The past is gradually receding, but you must agree not to carry every former burden into the new chapter. Keep the lesson, but lay down bitterness. Honor the experience, but do not continue living as though the old event was still happening. Those who wounded you are not permitted to remain seated within your mind and govern every decision. You have the right to move forward before receiving an apology, to possess peace without an explanation, and to live fully even after rejection. Genuine closure begins when you stop waiting for others to return what I have already placed within you: worth, dignity, and the right to begin again. Therefore, beloved, look upon the field before you with new eyes. Do not see only dry ground and difficult labor. See the place where seed will be planted, where the right meetings will happen, and where your faithfulness will create a future that did not exist before. You are no longer standing at the ending of loss. You are standing at the beginning of restoration. Continue with Ruth's humility, David's courage, and the faith that today's small act can become tomorrow's inheritance. The old chapter is fading not to erase your story, but to make room for a new page written through peace, purpose, abundance, and a light strong enough to lead many people out of their own dark days. Beloved, at the very moment you ask why you have been called and why this time has come now, I want you to understand that heaven has never searched for a perfect person, but for a willing heart. You may look at your shortcomings and believe others are more suitable, stronger, or more worthy. You remember the times you failed, the words you spoke wrongly, the decisions you regret, and the moments when you doubted yourself. But I do not look at you through the lens of condemnation. I see someone who passed through many trials without completely losing hope. Someone who became weary, yet still rose. And a heart that may tremble while still desiring to move toward the light. That willingness is more precious than the appearance of perfection, because someone who knows they need grace is less likely to use what they receive to exalt themselves. Remember Moses, who looked at his limitations and believed his difficulty speaking disqualified him from a great responsibility. He saw weakness, but heaven saw someone prepared through years of obscurity. The wilderness did not make him useless, it removed impulsiveness, taught patience, and trained him to listen before acting. When he was called, he did not step forward with perfect confidence. He carried questions, anxiety, and the belief that he was not capable enough. Yet a person with such limitations was used to lead many people out of oppression. This reminds you that weakness does not necessarily remove you from purpose. Sometimes it keeps you humble so that a higher strength can move without being obscured by pride. Therefore, do not wait for every fear to disappear before answering the call. Courage does not mean that you never tremble. It means taking a step while your feet are still shaking. I saw the hidden battles no one knew you faced. I saw how hard you fought not to collapse during days when your heart felt empty. How you wiped away your tears and continued fulfilling your responsibilities. And how you sometimes chose silence so that you would not wound another person. These experiences refined you in ways easy success never could. I am not calling you because you have never been weak. I am calling you because you learned how to rise after weakness and discovered that genuine strength always walks with compassion. The invitation before you is simple. Remain long enough to listen. Do not let haste, noise, or the need for an immediate sign pull you away from this important moment. Your readiness does not need to be proven by a number written before a crowd. It is demonstrated when you create quiet time to examine your life honestly. Recognize what is hindering you and take the step you have postponed. You may need to end a habit that weakens you. Reorganize a plan. Learn a new skill. Or apologize to someone you unintentionally hurt. You may need to establish a boundary you avoided because you feared another person's displeasure. Such sincere actions are the clearest answer that you are listening. The transformation approaching does not always appear as a dramatic event that changes everything instantly. Often it begins when you look at yourself through new eyes. You no longer call yourself a failure merely because one plan did not succeed. You no longer treat another person's rejection as a judgment upon your worth. You stop chasing places that require you to exchange peace for acceptance. When perception changes, choices change. When choices change, the direction of your entire life gradually changes as well. Blessing is not only something that comes to you from outside. Sometimes the first blessing is the clarity that keeps you from entering the same doors that once depleted you. Imagine grace as a powerful river that continually finds a way through ancient layers of stone. It does not argue with every rock. It simply continues flowing, patiently and persistently, until what appeared immovable begins to yield. Heaven's help may come to you in the same way. A financial problem that once trapped you may gradually change when you receive wisdom to manage your resources, an appropriate opportunity, or the courage to begin again. A wounded relationship may heal through honesty, time, and responsibility from both sides. If reconciliation is no longer healthy, you may still receive healing that allows you to move forward without bitterness. Inner exhaustion may also be renewed when you learn to rest. Seek help and stop forcing yourself to remain strong alone. Yet, do not believe that every good thing will simply find you while you do nothing. Grace opens the road, but you must walk. A river may flow very near, but you must bend down to drink. A door may open, but you must leave what is familiar and pass through it. Genuine change always invites cooperation between faith and action. If you desire financial improvement, begin by looking honestly at the numbers, correcting your spending, and searching persistently for opportunity. If you desire restoration within a relationship, learn to speak truth without cruelty. Listen without abandoning boundaries, and accept that transformation must come from both sides. Faith is not an escape from reality. Faith gives you enough calmness to do what reality requires. What you need to guard against is not failure alone, but the regret of refusing to act when an opportunity stood before you. Some regret comes from what you did wrongly, but another form of pain comes from knowing that you could have stepped forward and allowed fear to hold you back. You may remember a door that opened and recognize that you did not enter because you cared too deeply about other people's opinions. You may remember a good idea that appeared and was later forgotten because you feared you lacked talent. I do not remind you of this to pressure you into haste, but so that you will stop delaying what has become clear. Wisdom knows how to wait for the proper time, but fear often uses the word waiting to conceal a refusal to begin. Remember Jonah, who attempted to flee from responsibility because he did not want to face what had been entrusted to him. Running did not bring peace. It only made the road more complicated and burdensome. Yet his story also reveals that one mistake does not necessarily end the calling. Even after choosing the wrong direction, you can return. I am not standing before you to repeatedly mention the opportunities you missed. I am opening another opportunity for you to answer differently. You may have run because of fear, delayed because of exhaustion, or refused responsibility because you believed you lacked strength. Today, you can still change your answer. A sincere return is more precious than the appearance of never having failed. Then look at David, who did not attempt to become a warrior like everyone around him before facing the challenge. He used what was familiar, along with the experience developed while caring for animals in a place no one noticed. In the eyes of others, what he carried appeared too small for the opponent before him. But a simple tool in the hands of someone who understands how to use it can be stronger than heavy protection that does not fit. You also do not need to possess every resource before beginning. The stone placed in your hand may be a small skill, an idea, a trustworthy relationship, a modest amount of savings, or simply the decision not to give up. Do not despise what you possess merely because it does not resemble another person's preparation. The message you are receiving is not a lucky object capable of defeating every obstacle by itself. It is an awakening that helps you recognize the tools already within your hand and the responsibility waiting for you to use them. Your giant may be the fear of failure, delay, shame, debt, or the habit of always needing another person's approval. You do not defeat it through empty declarations, but through consistent choices. Every time you act while still afraid, fear becomes smaller. Every time you complete something you once delayed, confidence is built. Every time you say no to what weakens you, authority is restored. Great victory is formed from many small actions faithfully completed when no one is watching. Therefore, beloved, stop asking why it must be you, as though your limitations had removed your value. Ask what you can do with what has been entrusted to you today. I have seen your heart, both its sincerity and the fears still needing healing. And I am still calling you forward. You do not need to bring a perfect image before me. Bring willingness, humility, and hands prepared to act. Do not turn away merely because you cannot yet see the entire result. Remain, listen, and then take the clearest step before you. The time of transformation is not marked by outward noise, but by the moment you stop running, accept responsibility, and say through your entire life, I am present, I am willing to learn, and I will not allow fear to steal the opportunity to become the person you have prepared me to be.